Good.
Thank you. At this point, we're going to exit executive session at 6:55. Sound is good, Tim?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. At this point, I'm going to ask Dr. Zoller to share a prepared statement.
Thank you, Dr. McBride. Yes, I have a prepared statement that I'd like to read to the board and for the community. Dear Tiffin City Schools and community, it is with bittersweet emotion that I inform you that I have submitted my resignation as superintendent of schools to the Board of Education effective July 31, 2022. I appreciate the opportunity to have served our students, staff, and community this past year, and will work with the Board of Education to ensure there is a smooth transition for my replacement. My decision to resign is so I can reunite with my family back in the Cleveland area. When I accepted the position last year, my wife and I planned to relocate to Tiffin. However, there have been a number of personal issues that have developed this past year that caused us to reconsider our plans. We have decided to stay in the Cleveland area to be closer to our children and grandchildren. Please know this decision did not come easy, but I feel it is in everyone's best interest. The district needs a leader who is willing to make a long-term commitment to the schools and community. I am no longer able to make that commitment and believe the district is best served to begin their search for a new leader now. It has been my honor and privilege to serve this wonderful community for the past school year. I am proud of our faculty and staff for the quality of education they provide and the focus they maintain on future-ready educational goals and programs for our students. The work is never finished, but I am confident that the future of the Tiffin City Schools is bright. Thank you for your support, the support you have given me during my tenure as superintendent of the Tiffin City Schools. Sincerely, thank you.
At this point, we need to have a motion to accept Dr. Zoller's resignation.
So moved. Second.
Prior to entering into our full vote, I think it's important to have some discussion regarding Dr. Zoller's announcement and some of those pieces that we're going to do with that. I recognize that this is not where we wanted to be. One of the reasons that we hired you is your character and how you encompass those values of our community. One of those large values is family. We honor and value our families within the district, our staff families, and our community families. So while this is not where we wanted to be, you are acting in line with those values and those characters that we brought you on for. So we recognize that and we thank you for your time and your service. And on the other hand, we're here. And we have to recognize some of the turmoil and some of the leadership changes that we have had over the last few years. Not speaking to those, not acknowledging those, not knowing the position it puts our students and staff and community in is a disservice by the board and to all of those that we serve. So I think that one of the things we need to discuss is how we move forward. We've had the opportunity to discuss some of those things, and so I think it's important that all of our voices are heard as we share how we move forward.
If I may, I think you said it right originally when you said we hired because of character of part of that selection committee. And, he's a good person doing what a good person does at this point. And that's what we expected him to do. But he also did a more responsible thing, which was telling us at this point so that we could move forward and have someone ready to go August 1st. He's going to fill out the rest of his year ably. We have full confidence in him, and he's already, working on the strategic planning. He's done a lot of work there. And there's a lot of other initiatives he's done, board education. And so I think he's still going to be able to do the handoff so that we can at least do what we're going to do at this point. And I think that in discussions, we have a plan to move forward that you've outlined.
Yeah, obviously this is unfortunate. But I think we want to respect Dr. Dollar's decision. And I mean, as a school board, we've got 3 jobs, right? Be the liaison to the community, hire a treasurer, and hire a superintendent, right? So while it's unfortunate, it puts us in a position to simply fulfill the role we have as a school board. There's been some turbulent bringing on and leaving of superintendents in the past, right? I don't think this one is probably headed that direction. But I think we're going to come under some criticism and some scrutiny from the community, obviously, in how we handle this moving forward. But I think the group here, just based on what was discussed in the executive session, right? It feels like we're suited to handle things differently. Can never guarantee an outcome, unfortunately, right? It'd be great if we could, but I think we're well positioned to move forward and make some good decisions here.
I just like to say I've appreciated working with you. I haven't worked with you officially until January, but I've appreciated the work that you put in the district from the beginning. Character has been outstanding. Leadership has been outstanding. I wish you and your family nothing but the best. And to echo what our board member said, we will develop a plan. We'll work the plan, and we will continue to work to move the district forward. But thank you for all that you have done and will do until the end of the school year.
Thank you.
I think that as we sit here, it's a lot of information, and it is a hard shift in gears. This wasn't something that we as a board could foresee when we hired Dr. Zollard. It wasn't anything that you foresaw, and it is really normal that, and understandable, that there's going to be a wide variety of emotions. Our staff and our administrators and our students deserve a leader and stability. Our community deserves that as well. And it's vital as we move forward. So we as a board have a plan. We are going to engage in a full search for a superintendent. We intend to reach out and work to get a proposal swiftly to engage in that process, to work to bring in not just a fit, but the best fit for the district. We are committed that as a full board, we will be fully invested in that process. And one of the things that we are committed to doing is bringing in staff and community involvement at a greater level than we have before. It's disappointing and it's heavy, but I think that we have a call to use this to move forward, to find a leader who is able to come in and make some of those commitments to our district and to our community, and to our staff and our students.
Yeah, if I can add on to that, right? This sort of event can either be divisive or unifying, right? And I think in the past board meetings, right, we've taken some deliberate and intentional and public steps on how to improve our culture as a school board, right? Not necessarily the whole culture of the district, right? But our culture as the school board, right? And the stepping down or departure of effectively the CEO of a company, right, can be very divisive. But I think as we move forward, we have to continue to be deliberate about building that culture of unification, right? And that's again our job as that school board, right? To unify the community around that, right? It's going to be hard, right? Unifying around an event is a challenge, but that is why we are here. So,
And I think one of the things that we've had the really good fortune that you have worked diligently to do is that we are working collaboratively with staff and with families and the community, but also with our community leaders. And we will continue that commitment as we move forward, as we rally within the district and around the community to find our next leader. And so I am, it is humbling to bring this news forward to our community, but it is a challenge that we are all adept to take on. Any other discussion points?
I would just say that being on this board several years and with Dr. Gase, I think we're all unified in purpose here. We're gonna move quickly, but deliberately, and we're gonna get the best choice we can, but we're gonna get the best choice there is out there, the best fit for our district at this point, and we're gonna keep moving forward.
So, we will move forward with purpose, and we will work to be not reactionary but purposeful in our next steps forward. With no other discussion, I will ask Ms. Perry to call a vote on accepting Dr. Zoller's resignation.
Dr. Gase?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Kizabeth?
Yes.
Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Dr. McBride?
Yes. At this point, we have no other related action, so I will call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Perry?
Dr. Gase?
Yes.
Mr. Kizabeth?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Dr. McBride?
Yes. Thank you all for your time. Our next meeting is in March.
March 28th.
Thank you.
It wasn't on the paper.